What's going on, everybody? This is Island Hopper TV, and today we're going to talk about things to know when visiting Bali. Let's do it. All right, let's talk about how long to stay in Bali. How long do you need? I would say on minimum 7 days. It doesn't matter where you're coming from, you need at least 7 days here. In my opinion, I would say anywhere between 10 to 14 if you want to get a good overview. But bear in mind, when you come to Indonesia, you have 30 days on your visa. So I would say if you can go more than 2 weeks, definitely take advantage of that opportunity, because Bali is a huge island and there's a lot to see. And because there's so much traffic on Bali, it really does take time exploring all the islands, and then even going to Gili Islands or Nusa Penida over there if you do some island hopping. So it really is 2 weeks here in Bali is my standard amount. If you can't do that, 7 days minimum. I wouldn't even come here unless you plan to do more than 7 days. Now there's something I want to talk about for the digital nomads in terms of internet, because I know if you can't work because you don't have internet, that's a problem, right? Now make sure you check the internet speeds of the resort or the hotel you're going to book at, because if you go all 7 days at the same place and they have slow internet, for example, today my hotel I'm staying at, it's a nice hotel and everything, great price, $35 a night, but their internet is super slow, less than 2 Mbps per upload or download. That's really slow. I mean, if you're trying to upload a 15-minute video or do some surfing on the web, it's going to be lagging. So keep that in mind for digital nomads. All right, let's talk about the money situation out here in Bali. So as you know, they use the Indonesian rupiah because this is Indonesia. Now, the problem with the Indonesian rupiah is it's in the denomination of millions and hundreds of thousands. So they'll say like 2 million, and you're like, oh man, how am I gonna, put in that many zeros in the converter? So that's one of the challenges with the rupiah. Now, when it comes to using your card, they do accept American Express at about 50% of the establishments in Bali, from my experience. They do accept plenty of Visa and plenty of MasterCard. Problem is, if you have to pay cash. Here I am on the south side of the island where Uluwatu is, and all of these huts right here only take cash. They don't take credit card, they don't take debit card, so you have to have cash on you. Now, when it comes to finding an ATM, good luck with that, because the ATM situation can be pretty difficult, especially as you get outside of Denpasar or Kuta or Legion. So keep that in mind when you're out and about, having some petty cash in your pocket wherever you go, because a lot of these places, like here in Uluwatu, don't really take credit card or debit card. There are places that do, but it's hit or miss, 50%. All right, let's talk about accommodation. Where do you want to stay? Where do you want to call your home base? Let's talk about places to stay in Bali. So you have Kuta, which is the main area, Legion. That's the main area right next to the airport that most people go to. Now here, hotels range anywhere between $20 per night all the way up to $200 a night. But you can find many cheap accommodation right here, especially in shoulder season or even off season. Now if you go north of here, you have Seminyak, and that's another beach that's more popular with young people. They have beach clubs up there. If you go south of here, you have Uluwatu. If you go really far north, you have Ubud. If you go to the other side of the island, towards the east side, you have Sanur Beach, and then you go towards south, you have Nusa Dua. So those are the main areas, but the primary place that you want to stay if you're looking to be around people in the city center is going to be Kuta. Some people stay in Denpasar, but there's no beaches there. All right, let's talk transportation in Bali. So as you can see behind me, we've got a traffic jam. Traffic jams happen often, so when you're taking taxis in places like Kuta Beach or Denpasar, expect this, especially during sunset hours. One of the ways to get around that is taking a motorbike. You can have your own rented motorbike, or you can contact a Grab driver to take you on motorbike. Those are the three main ways to get around. So you have car, motorbike that you own or drive or rent, or a Grab motorbike driver. The other ways to get around are going to be by shuttle bus, and it's a lot less congested as you go further towards the north side of the island. Now, when it comes to transportation, arriving on this island or going to other islands for island hopping like Nusa Penida, you will take a high-speed ferry or a speedboat. So those are some other forms of transportation. They also have a bus that takes you from, say, Kuta to Ubud, or from Ubud to, say, Seminyak or Uluwatu. But again, you're going to be stuck in traffic during that bus ride, so be ready for that. There is no train here. All right, so when's the best time to visit Bali? If you're looking at it from a weather perspective, they say from October to April is the best time of the year, although it can be humid. Right now, when there's sun shining, it's very hot and very humid. I actually welcome the rain in situations like this. Unless I'm swimming or at a pool, I'm really liking the rain that comes in November and December to cool it down. They say it's also a wet season, but that's the odd thing, is that from October to April is considered the dry season generally. So anytime could be a wet season and anytime could be a dry season in Bali. In terms of holidays, now in March there is a big holiday for a week where nobody goes out, so you want to make sure you take a look at that. Also, there's Chinese New Year, which can play an impact on Bali. So time of the year, I would say the best time is from October to April. Everything after that, it just depends on whether or not you're trying to avoid the rain or get the sunshine or not get the sunshine. All right, let's talk about some general facts about Bali. It's an island nation inside of Indonesia. There's two languages that they speak here natively. It's Balinese and Indonesian. Also, population, 4.3 million people on this small island. If you go towards the southwest side of the island, it's actually where it's most populated, around Kuta, Denpasar, and then all the way up to Uluwatu. When you arrive in Bali, make sure you prepare for a visa on arrival. That visa on arrival is $30 per person, give or take, depending on if things change. But as of right now, it's $30 per person for a visa on arrival. You also have to fill out a customs document and a health check before you arrive. So make sure you have all your vaccination status up to date. All right, so what we're going to talk about now is the best places to stay on Bali Island when you come here. Right now, I'm standing in Kuta Beach. This is actually just north of the Denpasar airport, but you can see we get a beautiful sunset. If I go just north of here, I go to Seminyak and some of the other places and beaches up there towards Tanah Lot. If I go up towards the mountains, I get Ubud, which is more of a jungle setting. If I go towards the other side of the island, I get Sanur or Nusa Dua, which are all really amazing places to stay on Bali. So if you want more details on that, watch our other video that we're going to produce from Bali in the link description below. Now when it comes to food in Bali, let's talk about some of the most common food you'll be encountering. Typically it's going to be satay. Satay that might be chicken or shrimp or beef drenched in peanut butter sauce. You could also get nasi, which is rice, and goreng, which is fried. So you'll see a lot of fried rice varieties with egg. You also will have plenty of seafood, especially in Jimbaran. And when it comes to a seafood feast, you'll have white snapper, red snapper, you'll have lobster, you'll have crab, you'll have clams, oysters. So much variety when it comes to the seafood. Oh, and cannot forget the prawns. But you'll notice most of the seafood is drenched in sauce. My overarching main message about the food is be willing to try some of the local cuisine. But if you're not one of those people who wants to be adventurous with food, there are going to be options for you that are relatable to Westerners or wherever you come from, because there is a diversity in food. Now, if you're into vegetarian cuisine, there's plenty of that available as well. There's lots of barbecue, and then there's dessert. Mango sticky rice, there's also fried banana. So do be ready to try that fried banana, by the way. Enjoy all that. Also some herbal teas. You have turmeric tea, you have black tea, you have green tea with ginseng. So good to go on that. And one of my favorites when I go to Asia is chai tea. Next up, let's talk about shopping in Bali. So one of the things that you're going to want to do is go shopping at one of the local markets or the street vendors. And the reason that I like to do that is because the locals, this is how they survive. This is why they welcome tourists from other places to visit their island, because they hope that you'll come here and spend money. Now, when you're at these souvenir shops sourcing local products, You're supporting the shop owner, but you're also supporting the manufacturers in the village. And this is really important to me because the prices are not very expensive. And to walk away from here knowing that you contributed to the local manufacturing and industry here really is a positive. Some of the things to be on the lookout here that I would add to your radar are going to be paintings. I like some of these paintings that you can put on your wall when you get home. They can roll it up and put it into a tube and ship it, or you can take it with you. Also, getting some shirts. I like to get a bintang tank top or another shirt, t-shirt, whatever you would like. They have swim trunks, and then they have other souvenirs that you can get from local artists or things that just generally come in handy when you're at the beach. And if local products are not necessarily your thing, they also have very modern malls that you'll find in several areas around Kuta and Legion. I did find the malls to be relaxing, but expect Western prices. And with all that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed all 3 of our videos from Bali. We did an ultimate travel guide. We did a 22 things to do in Bali video. You can check the links below to get those videos. Also check in the comments. So hopefully you guys enjoy your trip to Bali. If you're considering it, if you're on the fence, I would say consider going there for 7 to 10 days for your first time. If you like it, you can always extend or come back later. So, see you guys on the next one.